Hey friends, there is a topic out there in the dog training world right now that is making headlines everywhere. There's a trainer that recently got called out for some of this outdated practice. I'm not going to mention any names. I don't want to draw any attention to this person, negative or otherwise, but the practice is called flooding, and this is something that is outdated as a behavior modification practice, but still very commonly used. So I'm glad that this is getting discussed and people are talking about it so people can learn more humane and effective ways to help animals and people overcome their fears and anxieties to certain situations. So flooding is a process that's used to basically repetitively expose an animal or a person to something that's traumatic or triggering. And the idea is that they have so much exposure to it that they eventually get over it. Now, some of the behavior displayed after this type of practice can look like success because the dog gets quiet, isn't reactive, doesn't look like it's freaking out, but what's actually happening is they shut down. The brain actually kind of goes into a type of shock to where it has an involuntary response and causes the dog to be passive, meaning it's not exhibiting those behaviors. So yes, those behaviors stop, but the problem is not fixed and the dog is still completely traumatized. So both in the human world and in the animal world, what do we do instead of flooding? Well, we use desensitization and counter conditioning, and it's been shown to be a much more effective and humane treatment both with human patients and animal patients as well. The reason being is because instead of overexposing them to triggers and throwing them over threshold and traumatizing them, what we do is we break that trigger down into something that's not traumatizing, that's a lot easier to tolerate and to handle for the dog. So if it is other dogs in the environment, we might start way far away from those other dogs to where we're at a safe distance and the dog can observe without going over threshold and being overstimulated. The whole idea is basically to give them miniature exposures that are very tolerable for the dog to get used to the triggers that are in their environment. So they're not triggering anymore. You're breaking it down to where it's achievable for the dog, and that can boost their confidence and they can be much more confident around those previous triggers going forward. Now, the counter conditioning part to it is that we take something that they like you can see how much Vivace loves her little kibble treats here, and we start pairing it after we've done some of the desensitization work with those triggers that are present. So we can take that kind of neutral response, that kind of comfortable response, or even slightly uncomfortable response, and turn it into something that is positive for the dog, a positive experience for the dog to change the emotional state associated with that trigger. While flooding used to be a practice that we use pretty regularly, both with humans and with animals, it's not anymore. There are still a lot of trainers that use it. The goal is to learn different methods, more updated, more effective, more humane methods. And when you know better, you do better. You know, trainers and behavior professionals that are very interested in their practice take a lot of continuing education. They want to keep learning. We're supposed to be protecting our animals, not scaring the crap out of them. And that's the problem with flooding.